ANC Secretary-General Fikile Mbalula has called former Eskom CEO Andre Ruyter a naysayer and right-wing, saying that he failed to meet his mandate of turning around the power utility and had instead ventured into political arena. Mbalula was responding to allegations made by the Ruyter in a television interview with the media on Tuesday. The former Eskom CEO alleged that there were efforts to cover up corruption at Eskom despite his attempts to report the matter to government ministers. The Ruyter also said that a particular minister had been involved in questionable activity at Eskom, but he did not name the minister or provide details of the corruption he was referring to. His interview seemed to have angered the ANC. Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan immediately demanded that he be investigated, while Eskom's board ended its relationship with the Ruyter on Wednesday. Eskom spokesperson Sikonati Manchancha told the media that the utilities board believed the Ruyter had brought the entity into disrepute. The Ruyter's comments have also angered Mbalula, who on Thursday told the media that he had failed to fulfill the mandate given to him when he was appointed CEO. According to Mbalula, this mandate was to turn around the state-owned enterprise and not talk about politics. He called the Ruyter right-wing for commenting on topics that fell outside of his mandate as CEO. Mbalula said state-owned entities' CEOs had no right to comment on open political debates because their personal views distracted them from their personal work. Mr. De Ruyter was appointed strictly to lead the turnaround at Eskom into a functional public enterprise that provides the country with stable electricity. He has completely failed to deliver on his contractual obligation. Mbalula added that instead he shifts the goalposts by advertising his right-wing ideological posture on the matter that falls outside the scope of his employment contract. Mbalula was briefing the media at a post-budget speech press briefing on Thursday in Cape Town. He said the question of whether Eskom was privately or government-owned was not part of the Ruyter's contractual duty. This is the forte of the governing party and its ideological perspective on how best to ensure equitable access of electricity as a public good. We reject his baseless claims of alleged political meddling and corruption at the embattled power utility. Mbalula questioned why the Ruyter was only raising corruption allegations when he was set to leave Eskom. He added that if the former CEO had any evidence of corruption, he should report it to the police, Hawks, and the Special Investigating Unit. He said the ANC would consider legal action against De Ruyter if he did not prove his allegations. Other ANC leaders backed Mbalula. Former ANC National Executive Committee member and Minister Derek Hencom tweeted that if De Ruyter had any evidence of corruption and the involvement of certain ministers, he should expose it. Minister in the presidency Mondli Gungubele said De Ruyter portrayed a right-wing attitude in his interview on Tuesday. Gungubele told the media that the former CEO's comments reminded him of what apartheid officials used to tell us. De Ruyter has found some support among opposition political parties who believe the narrative that he was a victim in an unsupportive government. DA Member of Parliament Galeb Atalia showered him with praise, saying that his tenure had seen an increase in maintenance, a dent in debt, and a renewable energy approach. Achala wrote on Thursday that we commend his bravery in which he lifted the veil on the large-scale corruption at Eskom. Mr. De Ruyter is a true patriot. He pointed out that the ANC-aligned mafia remained embedded within Eskom under the protection of the ANC government. Meanwhile, Build One South Africa leader Mmusi Maimane said he would write to President Cyril Ramaphosa demanding that he explain what he knew about the allegations by De Ruyter. He would also write to the former CEO urging him to reveal the minister's name he alleges spearheading the wrongdoing at Eskom.